Okay, it's May of 2023. We've just gone through the 6th winter since I used fluid film on my Ram 1500. When I bought the truck new, 5 days old, I spent an hour a day for 5 days, couple hours a day, rust proofing this right there. So let's take a look after 6 winters. Some rust on the drivers. Nothing will stick to the things that spin, I've discovered, like the drive shaft. But I'm not really worried about that. Okay, I'm changing the oil. I change my oil once a year, and I use Mobil 1 oil. I've been doing that for decades. Let's take a look in the back. I cleaned off the fluid film I put on my wheels and bumpers and grill, all the chrome, and the running boards. And they still look pretty good. They're dirty right now, but the salt hasn't done any visible damage. Let's see what it's like under here. The hangers on the exhaust, the exhaust burns off the fluid film, but I don't know how much this camera's going to pick up under here. It's really sunny today, but nothing on the frame. The cross member. Let's take a look back here. I sprayed my gas tank straps. Let's go to the, I must have missed this part right here, my brake cable. Let's take a look in the back. I really sprayed heavily under these mats because my, you can see the truck's filthy. My last truck, my GMC, it was all bubbling along here after a few years. I showed in one of my other videos how I pried out on these and sprayed the fluid film down behind these fender flares. Well, when I got the fluid film on there, it was dark. So what I've done was I just smeared fluid film all over the whole thing to make the whole thing dark. But anyway, let's climb under the back. I hand coated the wheel. I missed a bit on that stabilizer. You can see some rust there. That showed up after about 3 or 4 years. Now I've coated that again, But once rust starts, it's too late. So I'm not really worried about that. Right there, I'm worried about the body up in here. And the trailer hitch, the body, it's still shining up in there. It's looking pretty good. Next winter will be the 7th winter. And they throw salt here from November through March. Let's take a look in the tailgate. There's where it came up through a seam in the floor. I did not even know it was there. I did not know that seam was there. You can see how it crept through there and around that opening there because I sprayed inside of that frame there. And I sprayed all along the bottom of the tailgate seam. Down in there it's dirty because the dirt sticks to it and the pollen sticks to it there. And I took this observation cover off here and sprayed inside the tailgate. It always gets my attention when I see a Ram the same year as mine, the same body style anyway. They rot out. All here, they rot out here. The rocker panels rot out. The fenders rot. They really do if you don't do something to save them. I ran into a guy that has the same year truck as me back in November. I bought a guitar off of him. And we got to talking about our trucks. And I said, how's yours been? He said, it's been great. He had the V8 engine, extended or crew cab. And he bought his new in 17. And he loved it. But he said, I had it up on a lift. And the guy I go to for all my little wart jobs that need done advised him to get rid of it because it was starting to come through. He said, you got to get rid of it now because it's going to start popping through the rust. And the guy said that he would replace just these 2 bed panels for $3,000. And I don't know if that included paint. But so far so good. I used a tool. Let me get it. I keep telling people about it, but I don't show it to them. This little tool right here. Okay, come on. This goes onto the spray cans. And this jet doesn't have a hole in the end. It has the hole in the sides. And when you stick this in all the holes under the hood, you know, you can get this thing way in there. And you push the trigger down and pull it out that fast because it really comes out of there. You can get in all those holes, all the holes in the frame. You can go up the posts through that hole. Well, let's see, at least up to here. I thought I was able to get all the way up to here. I was a little concerned. Oh yeah, right here. I took that out and you can see how far up I got. I was concerned that I might stain the headliner. Went in there with this, went up, then I went down, because a buddy of mine that owns a collision shop, he said they rot out right there first. Go in the holes on the doors. There's holes at the bottom with this tool. I got this on eBay. I think it was about 12 or 14 bucks. And the drains on the door you can go in, and you can really protect a lot of the areas. Now I took the taillights out so that I could get all the way in above here, because if you look underneath, there's like bulkheads in there that you can't get in there. And I was able to get up underneath, from underneath up on top here, and spray up here with this tool. Now I don't imagine it would be too hard to buy a longer one of these, this plastic tubing, and just move the jet to the other tubing and this special cap, and you could get in a lot longer reach, like up in here. But anyway, I'm happy. I mean, this truck cost more than I paid for my first house in 1979. So I'm trying to keep it going as long as I can. My red Ford van that I bought new in '78, I was pretty meticulous about keeping the body up on that. I had that truck for 31 years. I'm only sorry I didn't buy a truck with air conditioning and automatic transmission, because I had no idea I was going to have that truck more than half my life. Anyway, that's where we're at right now. Survived another winter without any body rust starting. See you next fall when I start cleaning this up. I'll clean it and wax it for winter. Then I hand coat the wheels and all the chrome with fluid film, and I just leave it on there all winter. And I do not wash the truck in the winter, because I don't want to cut the fluid film, which is like a wax, like a fat type. It comes from sheep, I think. A byproduct of sheep when they process them. Let's put it that way. And they use that up in the New England states a lot because of how severe their winter and snow and salting is up there. So I'm happy. See you next fall.